Hi guys, today's tutorial is the double leg stretch. And this is also going to be the first in a series of 5 where I take a really close look at each of the abdominal series exercises. I think that it's really important that you understand this foundational work because it's going to take you through every Pilates class you do for the rest of your life. You'll know from taking my classes that I incorporate some form of the abdominal series in every class, and that's because they're super efficient, they're very effective, and they're accessible to everyone. So today I'm going to show you the double leg stretch, some modifications, and if you need additional help or you have questions, of course, as always, let me know. So you start on the double leg stretch by laying down on your back. And you're going to find neutral pelvis to start, and then you're going to take your legs up to tabletop without losing that neutral pelvis. So tailbone's nice and heavy, pubic bone and hip bones are all lined up. You're going to reach your hands to your shins, and you're going to take a big inhale to prepare. Exhale, you're going to lift the head, neck, and shoulders up, and as you do that, you draw your belly in and firmly press down into the mat. So your tailbone's still heavy, so you're not lifting your butt up, right? Your tailbone's still heavy, but you're lifting up and actively pulling your abdominals in so that you're nice and strong, so that your low back is anchored into the mat. That is the most important part of this exercise, or really any part of the abdominal series, because that's where you get your stability from. That's where your strength comes from. Imagine that you're balancing a cup of water here and you don't want it to spill, so everything has to stay solid. So you're nice and strong here. You're lifted up off your shoulder blades. Your elbows are wide, shoulders down the back. The key here is to extend the arms and legs out without changing the torso. Circle and pull everything back in. So the longer and lower you can get your arms, the more difficult it is to maintain the stability here. So as you stretch out, you don't want to have any mounding, you don't want to arch your back off the mat, everything stays nice and solid. So that might mean that you're more like here, arms and legs up to the ceiling, circle, bring it in, or even head down, arms and legs up, draw it in. This is where you start in order to be able to maintain your neutral. So if you're in this position, your back wouldn't be totally glued because you'd be in neutral, but you would be able to keep your pelvis in neutral as you bring it in. When you're lifted up off the mat though, your belly is pulled in, your back is down onto the mat, arms and legs come up and they come in. Then as you get stronger, you start taking those legs lower, your arms back more, bringing it home. Lower down, take a breather. Now, here's some common things that I see that go wrong in this exercise. So, coming in, I see a lot of like this, really tight. Now, if you can get everything nice and tight in here and keep your tailbone down, great. But I want your tailbone to be down onto the mat. Everything's nice and solid here, so I see that. Next thing I see is you get way too low and you can't keep your upper body and your back is arched up, and then you come in and you have to put everything down, okay? Another mistake I see is everything looks good, but as you go back, you look up to the ceiling and so you lose your upper back and then you have to come up. So you go out and then you have to come in, okay? So try to avoid those. Stay up nice and tall. Only take the legs as low and the arms as back as far as you can keep those abdominals in, back glued, and circle everything home and take a breather. So it's a tough exercise, but again, it's also accessible, just like so much of the Pilates work. So find where you're challenged, but you're in control of your body. Remembering that your center needs to stay solid. You're balancing that cup of water on your abdominals, and as the arms and legs go away from each other, nothing else is moving in that center. So as you get stronger, you can take those legs lower, those arms back more, challenging the strength that you have in your abdominals to keep your chest lifted with a nice long lever of having your arms back. But again, start where you are strongest and then begin to challenge yourself. The foundation and the fundamentals of this exercise are super important for other exercises that come. Your teaser, boomerang, lots of work on the reformer. You need to have that strong foundation. And of course, the rest of the abdominal series. As always, questions, comments, concerns, or requests? send them my way. Next week, next month, I should say, we'll deal with single leg stretch. Stay tuned.